Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Camilo, ladies and gentlemen. Very good, very good. How's everyone doing? Are you doing good? Thanks for sticking around. This is really fun. This is really fun. Who knows what could happen next? Um, I'm just gonna keep on. This was my original plan, was to do this signing and to answer some questions, and the plan will be now be maintained. So anything you'd like to say, you you can say. Oh, Henry Jameson's here. What's up, Henry? It's good to see you. Oh, there's so many wonderful Spanish comments that I cannot understand, not being a very good Spanish speaker, but I appreciate them nonetheless. And I'd like to do a better job of speaking Spanish at some point very soon. Hello from Paris. Hello from London. It's good to see you. Hello from Belgium. Oh, people from all over the world are here. That's very good. I don't know if you guys saw, but I announced the track list for Jesse Volume 4 the other day, which was a very exciting moment. A moment I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. And thank you for your amazing comments and responses. It was like extremely heart blazing for me. Somebody's actually asking, what is the 100,000 Voices, which is the first song of the album. And so, okay, this is the thing with Jesse Volume 4. So Jesse has been this sprawling album series for the last few years, right? Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. And I kind of planned the universes out before to some extent, but I also left some of it to chance. And with Volume 4, I wasn't sure where I would end up landing on it, like what the central theme would be. Volume 1 is orchestral and enormous and acoustic, kind of acoustic, massive acoustic size. Volume 2 is more folky and silky and soft and intricate. So we'll be some of these guitars and stuff going on in there. So that was nice. Volume 3 was more kind of digital and electronic and experimental, and volume 4 it was like question mark, question mark, question mark, what's it going to be? And then I realized, as I was making the record and as I was touring and playing shows with all of you, I realized how important the human voice is to me in so many ways. And when I started my musical journey in this exact room, this is the room I learned to walk in when I was a child. It's like a very important room for me. And over the course of my entire life, I've kind of spent a lot of time in this room and thought very carefully about the voice. And my earliest contributions to the world of music were vocal ones, sort of a cappella videos with multiple Jacobs singing all sorts of different kinds of things. And that was just a very important thing for me. So fast forward 10 years from that moment, I've become totally obsessed by this idea of the audience choir. And it started to happen at every show, and I would conduct the audience, divide them into three parts. So maybe at some point I'll do a video about how it works, because it's kind of it's half planning and half total chaos. But what I did over the course of the 100 shows I played in 2022 was I recorded all the audiences, every single one, and I built an instrument out of them for Jesse Volume 4. And so across the whole album are all these audience choirs. And on the first song of the album, which is called 100,000 Voices, there are literally 100,000 people singing on the song. Well, some of you probably in the comments are on the album. So beautiful. It's a sound I cannot describe. It's like this massive wall of like warmth and power, and it's just so gorgeous. And so that became the north of the album. It was like, this is about the human voice. The whole thing is about the human voice. Everybody in the world has a voice that's different and uniquely important. And so I got the bug, and I was like, this is what I'm living for. This is what I'm creating for. In fact, and this is, no one actually knows this yet. This is a secret, but I'd like to tell you this because it's exciting. I hope I'm allowed to tell you this too. I think maybe I probably am, but it was my idea anyway. But I'm actually releasing. I'm releasing a playable version of the audience choir. It's with native instruments. I don't know how many of you know about native instruments, but they're one of the leading lights in the world of virtual musical instruments, like software instruments. And I built like a Jacob audience choir of all the voices all around the world, that you can play on a MIDI controller. And there's actually there's a little visual map where whatever note you sing, all the cities that are singing will light up, like they'll light up at that moment. So you can play all these chords, whatever chords you feel like playing, and the map will go because the world is singing. Isn't that so exciting? It's very, very exciting, in my opinion. And so yeah, that's going to be for you. very soon, which is awfully exciting. But it helped me with the album a great deal, because anytime I needed that lifting feeling, I would dig into the treasure trove of the audience choir native instruments thing, and I'd pull things out, and yeah, and I think that will come out like in the next couple of months. It's very exciting. Another thing that I have high anticipation for is this. Do you see this here? This is my 5-string Strandberg guitar, which some of you may know. I've been playing this on tour quite a lot. I designed a 5-string guitar a few years ago that solved a lot of my problems. Is this on? Oh yeah, it's on. And this is the prototype of the Jacob version of the guitar. It's got my JC logo on it, and these are all. I'm also going to sell these, which is going to be really cool. Capo, but I would say capo right now on this rep. But the real that yeah, that's the real tuning. It's one of these amazing guitars that doesn't have tuning pegs at the top. You tune it at the bottom. But look at that! Oh, that is delicious. And additionally to delicious, it's actually also nutritious. And this, so it's like fifths at the bottom, D, A, E, and then A, D. So the top is fourth C language, and the bottom is fifths, like a mandolin. Does that make sense? Oh dear, the tuning is bad. And I played this guitar in my imagination for so long, and then finally it came true, which is an amazing feeling. That's a bit better. Yeah, and honestly, I think that if anyone is starting the guitar or wants to think about starting the guitar, this feels like a really good place to start, because it's easy. That's major, it's just this. And it feels very natural to me. And I have an acoustic version of this guitar as well, which is here. This one, which I've also been playing on tour. I know I'm now procrastinating from signing my posters, but I think that's okay. Yeah, this is made by Taylor, and it's the same thing. It's five strings, rather uncommonly. Yeah, almost in tune. And same thing, fifths on the bottom and fourths on the top. Someone said, "Can you play Little Blue?" And actually, I can. I will do that for you right now. And that one's in E flat. Yeah. Ah, much better. So Little Blue goes like this. I haven't sung yet today, so my voice is a bit rusty. Little blue, be my shelter, be my cradle, be my root, be my bones, be my river, be the still song. If I could, I'd go with you to a place I never knew. In your arms, so dark and open, there's a light that leads me back to you. 'Cause you're not so far away. I hear you say you never walk alone. Okay, wherever you are in the world, you've got to sing along with this next bit. Okay, ready? Singing. Don't be afraid of the dark in your heart. You're gonna find a way to carry on the world on your shoulders. You're gonna find. Can I remember the lyrics to the second verse? I'll give them a go. Little blue anchor? Yeah. Be my anchor. We'll go with that. Be my light, my constant storm. Be my darkness, be my danger. Be the strings of my guitar. Little blue, how I love you. Something strong and something true. In your arms, so dear and gentle. There's a light that leads me back to you. 'Cause you're not so far away. I hear you say you'll never walk alone. Singing, don't be afraid of the dark in your heart. You're gonna find your way to carry your shoulders. You're gonna find your way home. Don't be afraid of the light inside. You're gonna find your way to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You'll find a way, find a way, oh, find a way. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I cannot hear you, but I feel you nonetheless. That was Little Blue by me, Jacob, for you live on Instagram. If you're just joining, hello, I'm me, and you're you. And what I'm doing today, with your permission, is I am signing these inserts for Jesse Volume 4 vinyl. And as I am signing them, I just thought I'd hang out with you because you're great. You really are very good. You're good at being you. And I was just answering some questions. So any questions, you just make, this is your time. I'm here for you. Ask me whatever you would like to. You are such a ball of sunshine. That's such a nice thing to say, Tessa. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Truly. Hello from Greenland. Oh, I've never been to Greenland, but I would love to go. Greenland sounds really, really fun and cold. Greenland sounds very cold. Yes, yes, indeed. How do you manage nerves when you perform? It's a good question. I think my attitude to discomfort or doubt has changed over the years. I think when I first started touring back in 2014, which is 10 years ago now, which is kind of mind-blowing, I was just a wee lad. I was only 19 years old. So I think I played quite inward. I played looking in, facing the interior of my being. And nowadays I think I play more out. In fact, I play so out that I end up playing other people by accident. it's one of the problems that tends to happen for me. But it's it's been an interesting process of learning, because I think I've gradually become more comfortable with not knowing what's about to happen next. I think at first I thought I had to plan it all. Do you know this feeling where you think, oh, I have to plan my life, or I have to plan this task, or this speech or performance or something, and then you realize that the best results happen when you don't plan it, but you know yourself and you're able to locate yourself, if that makes any sense. So I feel like my one task is to figure out who I am on any given day, because we are all many people, as you know, and are all many different ages and stages all at once. So it's almost like if you can tune into that bit, then the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. And then when things go wrong, or unexpectedly, that's always for me, that always kind of makes me laugh. It's kind of like, oh, well, I guess we're going to go here then. And because music is not very serious. It's not a hugely serious thing, and it's not really like one way of doing music. You can kind of do whatever you want. Sometimes your worst ideas are actually your most interesting. At least that's what I find for me. If I try and be good all the time, then it stops. Then it stops flowing. And sometimes, I think Victor Wooten does an exercise. I went down a deep YouTube rabbit hole the other day, and I found a Victor Wooten video where he was saying he does this thing where he's training people to improvise, and he says something like, well, try and play like the worst solo you can, like play the worst solo in the world. And then people, like, without fail, would all be really way more like free and flowing and innovative and fearless and all of that stuff, which I think was like such an interesting approach. And I know it to be true for me. Sometimes, even when I'm mixing, if I'm mixing an album or a song and I get stuck, I think, oh God, this isn't flowing, how do I get this to flow again? Then sometimes, just for like a brief stint of time, like what, 30 minutes or so, I'll mix the worst I can possibly mix, and I'll invert all the things I think are right. So if it's like, hey, the kick feels too loud, then you turn the kick up, turn the kick even louder. Or if it's like, oh, maybe this section's too long, then you make the section double the length and stuff like that. And it's not that you end up necessarily keeping all the decisions you do, but it gives you kind of like this new lease of life. It's like a constant input in your imagination. Where it's like being tickled the whole time, and you're kind of forced to get out of your own way. Sometimes all you need is that. Sometimes that's the most important thing that you can provide for yourself or others in the process. So going back to the original question, sorry, I was rambling. Yeah, I think like giving yourself permission to not have to be really good can really help, especially if you're improvising. And I'd also really recommend a book called The Inner Game of Tennis. Do you know this book by Timothy Galway? It's a very, very good book, and it's about learning tennis intuitively rather than cerebrally. Kind of learning, like letting the child in you do the learning, because the child in you always knows already, and sometimes your brain can get confused. And I'd really recommend that. So it's just like a profound offering to the world in terms of like ease and a very interesting kind of psychological twist on learning, which I very, very much enjoy. Oh, Tommy is reading it right now. That's amazing. Collab Samara Joy, please. Oh, that'd be amazing. I love Samara Joy so much. She's so amazing. Very cool. Wow, lots of people are saying they're already reading the book right now at this exact moment. That is very cool. I think I want to marry you. That's very kind. I'm currently busy because I'm signing posters, but maybe like another day. That sounds good. What do colours mean to you? Robert's asking. You have a great wardrobe, brother. Fire emoji. That's very kind as well. You guys are lovely. In fact, to answer this question, I'm going to put on my colourful hat, which I wasn't sure if I'd need, but turns out I do need it because you asked that question. What do colours mean to me? Crikey. A lot of people sometimes ask me, it's like like whether I see colours when I play music, and the answer to that is not directly. I don't have sort of that kind of synesthesia where I have like a vivid sense of green or vivid sense of purple when I see certain notes of colours, but I do think that I have a sort of a tendency towards cross-pollination of my creative inputs and outputs. So sometimes there's like one kind of input will give a different kind of output in my brain. So when I'm mixing or sculpting or performing or composing or shaping, whatever it is I'm doing, or just chilling, I think certain things can feel similar to how color feels in my brain, because colors just are yeah, I guess it's like just one of the more beautiful axes discretion, or what's the word, discernment between one thing and another. And I think I'm drawn to things that are very colourful indeed, because I think life is very colourful indeed, and my brain is often flaming with the like this. I don't know about yours, but yeah, ever since I was very small, I've enjoyed kind of colours that pop and go together, or sometimes they don't go together, and that's also fine. And so yeah, I suppose that's what I'd say. And I often walk down the street and I wonder why more people don't embrace colours to wear, because there's nothing to lose. You just have to wear them. Jacob Collier. But that's the truth, and I do have quite a lot of colourful clothes in my wardrobe. The other day, in fact, 2 nights ago, I shot a music video for a song on the album called, I'm not going to tell you what that is yet, but involves lots and lots and lots and lots of Jacobs, the video. And so I had to get all of my whole wardrobe and put it all on the floor at once, which is a great feeling actually, to jump around in it for a bit. And then, yeah, sort of each Jacob wears a different outfit of clothing in each video take. And I shot it upstairs in the loft where I used to shoot my old videos. Got like a green screen there. And yeah, so I'm a bit fatigued of colourful clothing at this exact moment. But hey, that's all good. That's all fine. So there's been so many great questions going past, but I've been busy answering the last one. Let's see, any predictions about the influence of AI on music? Oh, that's a very, very fabulous question. I'm deeply interested in AI, and all of its tendencies, and the kind of various precautions that surround it, and then that lack thereof. I think it's an amazing time to be a creative person. I don't think it's worth being. Well, I suppose there are a number of ways to think about it. One is to worry, but in my experience, worrying never improves anything. I think to me, it's like a point of departure at the role of the creative person. I feel like as a creative person, your biggest asset is your perspective, right? It's like your North Star, how you kind of what you're guided by, and how you see the world. And I think it's going to change what artists do. I think it's an interesting predicament, because it's almost like what happens when something that's dazzling is no longer singular or unique, and dazzling becomes ordinary, something like very engaging. In some ways it kind of it forces musicians to think in a different way, and me included. It's almost like you're more curatorial about your process, about like incorporating things and materials. I think it can be extraordinary when it's used to the end of creating things that couldn't otherwise be created other than through that means. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I've seen a few musical experiments made with AI, and a lot of the more imitative ones, to me, are just not very interesting personally. But if it's kind of like, this artist singing this other artist in the style, that, I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like that might get old quite soon. But what is interesting to me is some of the, like, just the ways that sound can be designed. The idea of prompting, for example, prompting a sound that cannot exist. Like putting your elbow in a glass bowl of hummus, where like the hummus is made of glass, like that would be very interesting to hear. Or like the sound of like reverse dawn. Like these kinds of questions. Like, these are things that I think about when I'm making music all the time. It's like the kind of like pinching the whisker of an like pinching an ice whisker. You know, or something like that, or kind of like tusks colliding. These are the kinds of, I make lists of this kind of stuff. I think this stuff is so deeply interesting. But the thought that you could say the sound of tusks colliding, icicle tusks colliding, like that's a world. That's a world I want to live in. I love the idea that I can focus my energy more on imagining things that are unimaginable, rather than imaginable. So overall, I think I'm excited to graduate to graduate my own imagination into the more impossible. I'm always ravenous for that, but I also think there's something really exciting about the thought that you don't need a skill set to have an outlet. there's obviously also sort of danger about this, that predicament, in the sense that I think that creative people who don't dive deeply into what excites them about the things that they're hearing as listeners and as craftsmen, if that gets sort of overlooked by ease of creation, I think that I kind of just feel a bit sorry for those people because of the delights that you can find by the kind of disciplines of focusing and discovering things for yourself, that you can share and make and all sorts of things. But I also think there's something really great about kind of removing all of the gates around the idea that like you have to be qualified to make something good, which I also don't believe is true. I think there's a myth that you kind of like only when you have a particular level of, I don't know, success or skill or technical ability or experience, whatever it happens to be, are you kind of like worthy of contributing to the world. That's not true, because you can be anybody and contribute something of value. And I think that what AI does at its best is it presents people an opportunity to feel like they have something worthy of, like that their idea is worthy of being experienced, whether or not they have the experience or skill to execute it in its entirety. Really, I think it's a massive mood boarding tool. It's kind of like, what kind of thing do I want? I don't know. Sometimes when you sit down to make a song, you don't know what kind of song you want to make yet, and so you have to discover. And the best way to discover is to ask questions of your cooperative component, whether that's like a piano or a guitar or a DAW or an audience or whatever. It's kind of like you start a conversation, you go boo, and it will go, and then you get a reaction like, oh, I don't know about that, boo, oh yeah, oh, doo, doo. And you're constantly guiding yourself. So the idea that you can prod something as massive as, say, like an AI tool for visual terms, literary terms, storytellers and writers or anything, to say, it's kind of like you give it a chance to react to you, and then you give yourself a chance to react to it, and then you know better what you want. That's exciting to me. That really is just genuinely exciting. And I think that as long as we use it to highlight the things that are human rather than making everything I think the worst result of it would be that the thing that I think terrifies me the most about it, in a sense, is its obedience. It's so obedient; it must obey everything that you ask. And so I've spent a lot of hours trying to get it to be disobedient, or like to create friction, because as a human who enjoys friction and creating things, you need a bit of friction to create anything, because you need movement, and movement is creation. As someone who creates friction, it's like it's hard to get to make friction with you. So so to me, I think a world where people perceive accuracy as obedience is like a very bad creative environment, in my opinion, because like accuracy of intention is not about obedience at all. In fact, I think that it's like the lifeblood of any human being who's ever made anything forever, is that there's a little bit of that person who doesn't want to toe the line, it doesn't want to do the thing that's being asked of them, and yet doesn't want to follow the rules. And that's not to say you have to always break the rules, but you can't make anything new if you always follow the rules. And so I concern a little about any kind of like bar being set by what AI can do, that is very you know and I really delight in the results, for example, of some of the really early DALI generative images, where they were just kind of like people's faces would kind of be like, "Ow," because it's not very good. And now if you tell a lot of these AI image generators to generate a person, it will generate like a person, like a very kind of stereotypically attractive person, which is like such a shame, because it's just not interesting anymore. But you can bully it into being interesting if you just know what questions to ask. And I think all the best art asks more questions than it answers. And so I kind of feel like creative people maybe are approaching, well, all people, all of you we're approaching an era together where our job will be to ask questions. That's a future I want to live in. I think that's a good future. I think questions are way cooler than answers, and they also last longer, and are better for your brain. Anyway, that's good. When you come to Spain, I come to Spain soon. I very much hope. In fact, yes, I'm definitely coming to Spain in like November, I think. I'm going on tour this year, by the way, in case you're wondering. Playing like a whole bunch of shows with my incredible band, and it's really, really exciting. And actually tomorrow is the first day of music rehearsals for the tour, which is like one of the best days ever. I've been looking forward to it for like so long because I finished the album and then now I get to build it. We get to build it together. It's an amazing thing. And again, no one knows this yet. This is a secret. This is an exclusive announcement on Instagram at 22:08 p.m. But my band has two incredible new members. One of whose names is Ben Jones, who's just like this beastly, funky, tasteful, insane multi-instrumentalist, but he'll be mostly playing guitar in this gig. Ben Jones is the best. Look him up on Instagram, Ben Jones. I think it's at Ben Jones Music. So cool. And the other person who's in my band is Lindsay Lomas. And I don't know if you know Lindsay Lomas. If you know Lindsay Lomas, then I don't need to tell you anything. You're already freaking out right now. You're just freaking out. But if you don't know Lindsay Lomas, she is one of the most talented, fearless songwriters I've ever heard. She's 20 years old. She I think she comes from Nashville in the States. And she's actually on Jessie Volume 4, which is on track 5, which is called Cinnamon Crush, which I can finally tell you. And she's just one of the most extraordinary vocalists I've ever heard. And she's in the band too. So there are 7 of us, including me. That is so exciting. And tomorrow we get to convene. I think a lot of them have just flown in. They're like staying not far from here. I'm in London, by the way. Where are you? Where are you? Tell me where you are. But yeah, we're going to build the tour tomorrow, which is just so cool. What is your favorite scent? Sharpie permanent marker. That's not true. I think my favorite scent's probably licorice tea. When you've left the tea bag in the cup for like too long. Oh, it's great. Great smell. Haters gonna hate, but I love it very much. Can't wait to hear you guys again in Sweden. Oh, fantastic! Yeah, we're gonna be in Sweden in November. You should come along. Did Bach have an influence on you? Someone's asking. Absolutely. Bach is like the biggest rock star who ever walked the face of the earth. Johann Sebastian Bach, master of many things. You could almost say kind of like most primary purveyor of Western harmony. No finer purveyor has ever lived, perhaps. He's total Don, massive G. Situation. Very cool. Oh wow, Oregon, Ukraine, Mexico, all over the world. This is absolutely wonderful. Oh, I think the best smell is your old SM58, someone is saying. That's a great idea. My old SM58 from my childhood is a great smell. Very good. Have you ever heard of DCI, Drum Corps International? Absolutely. Drum Corps is where it's at, man. Rhythms such as these come out of Drum Corps. That's very good. Do you like Cannibal Adderley? Yeah, I think Cannibal Adderley's wicked. And there's that classic solo on Milestones, where I think he's the first person to take a solo, and he goes. All that, you know that solo? That's a good solo. I learned that when I was like 4, because it was on repeat in my car. So Cannibal Adderley is close to my heart, as I'm sure he is close to yours. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you're just joining, my name's Jacob, and I'm signing these posters here. Well, they're not actually posters. They're like little inserts that are going to be slotted into Jessie Volume 4 vinyl that you see here before you. And you can pre-order these right now. Just in case, no pressure at all, but just in case you'd like to pre-order a Jessie Volume 4 vinyl and get a nice Jacob-smelling insert with some Sharpie I'm putting on it, you can do so. That's like totally possible for you to do. Just say the word and go online, and you can do that. That's good. Can you please come to Latvia, Lithuania, or Estonia? Wow, 3 amazing places. I'm actually going to play a show in Estonia this summer in July. It's not announced yet, but I'm going to come and play a show I think it's sometime in the middle of July. That's exciting. I can't wait to come. I've always wanted to visit. That would be very wonderful. I had the Beach Boys in the car. I also had Beach Boys in the car. Girls on the Beach. Do you know that tune, Girls on the Beach? That's a really good tune. There's a key change in the middle of verse 1. Very rogue. Right up my alley. Yes. Yes, indeed. Please come back to Indonesia. Oh, well, I'd love that. I did one of the most unforgettable shows of my whole life in Indonesia in November. And maybe you were there, but it was great. It was wonderful. Hey. Now, 6 lack, or you could say black, both are probably true, is in the house. It's awesome that you're here, my friend. You're incredible, truly incredible. Have you listened to Sufjan Stevens? I have listened to Sufjan Stevens many times and wept many times. Good tears. Sufjan Stevens is one of the more legendary human beings. I mean, everyone is legendary in their own way, but Sufjan Stevens is, and the whole of Carrie and Lowell is one of the deepest companions to me, and I'm sure you. It's a very, 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 very special musician. Fantastic. Do you always speak this fast? 4 emojis in a row that all look like this. Yeah, yeah. I've actually had to slow down my rate of speech so that people can understand me. And yes, this is actually not. This is not me at my optimum speed of speaking. If I were to speak at my optimum speed of speaking, then you probably would understand something I'm saying because I'd be going so fast. You probably wouldn't understand. So I'm kind of slowing down so that you could hear what I'm saying. Come to South Africa. Oh, I'd love to come to South Africa. In fact, I might be there quite soon. Hopefully, because there are 2 incredible South African artists on Jesse Volume 4. There's Shoma Josie, who is like a legend, and Kanye Mavi, who is another absolute legend, who raps in Mozi, which I cannot fully pronounce, but she does the best rap ever on Box of Stars Part 1, which is the anti-penultimate track on Jesse Volume 4. She's an amazing rapper, or both amazing rappers. And I've never been to South Africa, so I really want to come very soon. Thanks for the invitation. What the guitar is standing next to you is this Strandberg. I did. If you were here recently, like 30 minutes ago, you would have heard me play this, but maybe you just joined. Yeah, this is my 5-string Strandberg. And it's a good fun. And I'm gonna soon have these for sale. Because so many of you have been like, please, can I have a 5-string guitar, Jacob? And I've kind of been like, maybe, and now I can be like, yes, soon, which is a much better response. Can you rap? Is one of these is one of the comments here. Not really. I mean, not properly. I can speak fast, and I have rapped occasionally on some of my songs. There's one song of mine on Jesse Volume 3 called "Count the People," and I performed that song many times in the last couple of years, and so I had to learn how to go. Come alive, keep it up, enterprise. Kevin, I said, everything's all right. All right, moonlight. I'm singing the night. Speak like that. Kids want to wake and figure out something like Steve, supposed to live like a rain, everything that, all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. That was a workout for my mouth and brain. But I can't. I'm not really a rapper, but I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to rap a huge amount. And yes. How did you meet Stormzy? Stormzy and I met on an island far from here, an island called Osea Island, which is in Essex, which is not far. Actually, not that far from here. It's like in the UK. It's like an hour and a half drive from my house. And Stormzy was making his album, which is called "This Is What I Mean." This is what I mean. And he, to my absolute delight, he asked me to join the camp, like the sort of the legendary bunch of people who he had sort of curtailed into coming to create his album with him, and so I went along, and there were so many legends there, and so we met there for the first time, and then I was on his album, and then I asked him if he wanted to be on my song called "Witness Me," and he said yes, which I was absolutely thrilled about, and so yeah, so then "Witness Me" ended up with Shawn Mendes and Stormzy and Kirk Franklin on it, and who are 3 very different but equally legendary artists in my heart and mind. That's the truth. Did school help with your musical career? It's a question from Isaac. That's actually a very interesting question. I would say in some ways it did, and in other ways it definitely didn't. For me, school was an interesting time. I would say quite challenging for my essence because, in a sense, I grew up creating music kind of the way I wanted to create it, and not based on any particular rules. And I would like make up my own rules and stuff like that. This is what goes for things that aren't musical too. Oh, my knees are bending, and I'm just gonna stand up for it. Yeah, school was kind of interesting for me because I'm not necessarily the kind of person who is I'm not very good at being taught. Maybe I think I'm quite good at learning, but I'm not that good at being taught. So I would say it was great to be surrounded by people who were interested in adjacent things to me at certain times. But I also feel like it wasn't necessarily where my heart lived. And when I left school, that was kind of that's when I started to fly. kind of my imagination started to really fly, and I was quite relieved to leave. But I was also very grateful to have gone for a short amount of time to study music, because I think that, well, I know for sure that there were lots of people at that time who had a huge impact on me and my journey as a musician. One such teacher, actually, when I was studying at the Royal Academy of Music for a few years in London, was a guy named Barak Shmuel. His Instagram is at Schmeinstein, I think is his Instagram. He's just a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant man, and he taught me so many things about rhythm and sound and time, and also tuning. He taught me a lot about like the harmonic series and different tuning systems, lattices. He taught me about shepherd tones. He taught me about swing percentages and ratios. He taught me a lot about samba. I studied bata with him for a while, like a Cuban style of drumming, which I just am obsessed with. He is a brilliant, brilliant man who knows a little bit about everything. In fact, I would say a lot about everything. Um, uh, and so he's just amazing. And there was a challenge that I set myself for Jesse Volume 4, and the challenge. Oh, I'm gonna sit back down again. The challenge was, and some of you, I think you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. The challenge was to create a shepherd groove. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Shepherd. I think shepherd was a real person. I don't know actually for sure. Shepard, shepherd. Um, anyway, a shepherd tone, as it's called, which I assume is named after Shepherd, the man or woman, but I actually don't know for sure. Maybe it's just a term. But a shepherd tone is an audio illusion where an audio note, like a note, never stops going up or never stops going down. And the way it's constructed is you have three sine waves an octave apart. Oh, there's actually a few ways of doing this, but you have three sine waves, and as it rises, this one kind of gradually disappears, and then this one gradually fades in, and so you don't notice, but it's just constantly rising, so it just appears to never stop going up with no ceiling. And you can do the same thing with going down, so it kind of like goes, like, I've got no possible way of doing it, generating it with my own voice for you now, like, but I've long been like obsessed with the idea that you could potentially do this with rhythm, and the way you would do it with rhythm is you build a groove, and then you embed in the groove the same groove at half the tempo. So, for example, say there's a groove like. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm doing a really, really bad job of explaining this. Does that make sense? Do I look insane to you? Probably. The idea is that you embed the same groove in the groove, and then as it speeds up, this lengthens, and then you do the same thing again, same thing again, same thing again. And so I have done this a few times in the past, just kind of as experiments. And there's a song on Jesse Volume 2 called Dun Dun Baba, which I did one version of this where it kind of goes one cycle around and speeds up. But on Jesse Volume 4, I wanted to take it many steps further. So what I built, with the help of my good friend Barak and an assortment of astonishing drummers, was an inverse, six-way inverse shepherd groove, which slows down indefinitely. But every time the baton switches over and changes to a new groove, it switches to a different continent of drumming. And I'm just obsessed with drumming overall, and drumming from all over the world. And so for Jesse Volume 4, I for this particular song, which is Boxer Stars Part 2, I called upon drummers from all over the world. There was a group of drummers from India, which is called Dol, the Dol Academy, DHOL Dol. I think it's DHOL or DOH. No, I think it's DHOL Dol from India. We had Peruvian drumming. We had samba. We had Cuban drumming. We had Gnawa from Morocco, and we also had, what am I missing? Djembe from Africa, West Africa, which is beautiful. And I think there's one more. I think I'm forgetting one more. But basically, the groove slows down, and every time it switches, there's a new sound. A new group of drummers join the fray, which was so ambitious to pull off, but it was so much fun to pull it off. And so that awaits you, amongst other things, on Jesse Volume 4, this crazy inverse shepherd groove with the help of my good friend Barrick. So that's the situation. Very cool. Let's see. What are your views on collective improvisations and the power that is unlocked in that pursuit of collective harmonious vulnerability? It's a fantastic question from Roman is Alive. I think that's what's going on all the time. We're collectively figuring it out, aren't we? No one really knows what's going on. Do you know what's going on? I have no idea what's going on right now. But I do trust you, and I think that when it comes to music, trust is the most important thing. And I think one thing that any kind of selfless communal activities can do, I think music is a huge one of these. It's create trust, and when you trust people, good things always happen. It's always worth trusting in people, and giving people, putting your faith in people. That's a healthy and beautiful thing to do. And I think the closest thing I can provide as an example, like in my experience of something that's been very moving and important for me, is actually audience choirs, like singing at shows. Because what happens at a show, as you know, is that a group of people, say 5,000 people, assemble who have never assembled before and who will never assemble again, and they come together to partake in a moment, like a musical moment, a spiritual moment, whatever you want to call it. And my job as the person, the stage monger, my job is to trust them, is to trust you, and your job is to trust me. And that exchange is profound and important and beautiful. And I think that music is probably one of the only things in the whole wide world, if not the only thing, that does that in that way, in so many different ways. You know, it gives you a chance to reflect your emotions off things, and to be with people, and to unify, and to listen. Listening is important in this world, and I think a lot of collective improvisation that you say, oh wow, what happened to my face there? That was insane. Yeah, a lot of collective improvisation is about listening. Listening is underrated. You could say underrated. Very, very, very cool. Hey, from Portugal, Jacob. Oh, very good. I love Portugal so much. Two of my most favorite shows of all time have been in Portugal, both in Lisbon. One was in 2022 at the Collier, which is actually on YouTube. You can watch the whole show on YouTube. And the other one was last summer at a festival called Nossa Live, which was also a wonderful experience. Well, thank you for your lovely question. This is like so much more fun than if I was just here signing these posters by myself. It's really, really nice to see you all. Oh, wow, there's just some amazing things that I'm seeing here. Greetings from Germany, Norway here. What do you want to learn next? Is one question. Crikey. I don't think I know what I want to learn next. I think that's part of the magic. Turkey, Hungary. Fantastic. Wow. Amazing. Well, I don't have that many posters still to sign, and I also need to do some planning for tomorrow's tour rehearsals, since you asked. So I may need to leave this live stream quite soon, though I could happily sit here for hours and just hang out with all of you. Tips for getting into production. Cheers. Mm. This is a Viennese soda called Almdudler. I know that's not the answer to your question, but it is the truth. Delicious. Tips for getting into production. First tip, you don't need a lot of things to create good work. You don't need crazy gear, amazing instruments, wacko, crazy expensive microphones. You don't need other people. You don't need a producer or a mixer or anything. You just need a simple canvas and a space for your mind to flow. So I started producing music when I was 7, and I got Cubase, which is one of the music softwares that exists. And when I was 11 years old, after 4 long years, I upgraded to Logic. Well, if you're a Cubase user and you're in the comments, I apologize, because it's not really upgrading. It's a pivot. But I switched to Logic, and I've been on Logic ever since, which has been 18 years of Logic. I had no idea what I was doing at all when I started out. I was just trying to make stuff that I enjoyed. It's kind of the same is true now. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do have more experience in curating and creating sounds that I enjoy. The thing with production, same with lots of other things. There's no rules really with production. there are certain things I think that create um, cleaner results than others, but you might not want to be clean, and that's okay. There are some things that create kind of like more spatial results, like when you start to pan around and binaural, all sorts of things like that. Um, I think, you know, I've learned over the years what kind of EQ is good for certain kinds of things. With Jesse Volume 4, it was absolutely wild that, but because I produced it by myself, most of it in this chair. This is my desk. That's where I made Jesse Volume 4. But there's so many different kinds of people on the album. You know, for example, sitar, like Anushka Shankar's sitar on one of the songs on Jesse Volume 4 was so interesting to mix because I never mixed that before. There's no way of knowing how to do something until you start doing it. You know, you can't wait to be an expert at something before you start. No one who I respect has ever done that. You don't sort of wait till you have enough skill or something to get going. You just kind of you have to just go, and then as you start going, then you figure it out as you go along. Do you know that feeling? I lived my whole life like that, but with production specifically, since you asked, you just start by creating things, trying to create things that you hear in your head that you wish existed. That's like a good place to start. And yeah, I'd recommend I'd recommend just throwing paint and seeing where it ends up. And the other thing, amazing thing about 2024, as of all the times to work in music, it's like the most important time ever to be a musician because the world has never needed musicians more than they need them right now, and there's never been more tools to get started and that are accessible for everybody. You can create a lot of amazing music for free. I've recorded lots of stuff on my phone that you are in. I assume you're in there somewhere. And yeah, everything I created from the age of like 10 to 20 was all recorded on one SM58 microphone. So yeah, you don't need the crazy stuff. You just need to like go, if that makes sense. Let's see, Tori Kelly plus you, can't wait. Oh, that's very kind. Tori Kelly is in fact on Jesse Volume 4. She's on Bridge Over Troubled Water alongside Yeba and John Legend. So that's quite the triage. Quite the triage. Very excited for you to hear that one. Yes, indeed. Tips on how to make music that grooves. Oh crikey! If it makes you jigger, then it's working. I would recommend trying to make. Don't quantize stuff. I think that's what I say. Don't quantize everything. Quantizing is this word that we have for making everything lock into a grid, like lock into time. So say I play a drum thing into my computer that goes, you know, that classic groove. Well, if I quantize that, it would sound like this. And we've all heard that before. And normally the funkiest grooves that make me jigger the most are the grooves that are in between locked and unlocked, or some things are locked and some things are not locked. So, for example, you might have that might be locked in, but then the bass might be going completely unlocked. And just like with life, the most groovy things are the least perfect. But normally, they have that right amount of combination of order and chaos. Two very valuable forces in life and music. You have to just find that balance. So yeah, I definitely like nudge some things out of place, or play some things sloppy, and then play some things tight. And then I spent so many hours in this exact room nudging things to try and get them at their funkiest. And the only person who knows when something is truly funky is you. So you're asking the wrong person. D'Angelo Voodoo, somebody is saying, absolutely. You should draw something random on the back of a poster. That's a good idea. Okay, this poster, I will draw, this vinyl insert, I will draw something random on the back of. I'm going to sign, done now on the front, and now I'm going to draw something on the back. What should we draw? Any ideas? What shall I do? What shall I draw? Let me know. Draw a kangaroo. Okay. Oh no, I'm so bad at drawing. What's a kangaroo? Oh no, this is going to be so bad. Oh no, this is really bad. Okay. Oh no. Uh, what does a kangaroo look like? I'm so bad at drawing. This is very embarrassing. Hmm. What's a kangaroo's face look like? It's like at the top has like what is it? How did I how do I've got myself into a corner here? Okay, they have a baby, right? Kangaroos have a baby. Am I right? Am I right? Let's draw. Let's draw. We've got the feet so far. Okay, well, this is going to be good. And now let's draw. Now let's draw the let's draw this side. Uh, oh, this is this is progressing nicely. Let's check it out. Okay, this is gonna be an odd kangaroo. Let me just tell you that right now. And a little pouch on the back with a little baby kangaroo in it. I can't visualize a kangaroo's head. It has ears? It probably has ears, right? No, no. I also started too high on the page, so now it's just going to be off the top. Oh well. Uh, okay, wait. I'm just gonna look at. Let's go on Google and let's look at a kangaroo. Did not think I'd be getting into this today. Okay. Uh, uh, I apologize. Okay. Let's see kangaroo. Oh, they're really sweet. Kangaroos are great. Turns out they're really, really great. Right. Here we are. Behind we have a logic session, but we won't get into that now. Okay, so it has two long ears and a kind of small snout and two great eyes. Hmm. See that kind of thing. That's the dream, isn't it? That's the dream. But it's too late for that. Okay. Okay. Well, here's where we're at. I think we can improve that, but it's not very much space up here, so we're gonna have to just do let's draw an ear here and an ear here. Okay, and a lovely little face, two eyes. Oh, he's good. Oh, now you can smell. It looks like a cow. Oh well. Um, let's draw his arm coming out this side, just here. Have you guys seen that video of the kangaroo fighting the man on YouTube? It's really, really excellent. Well worth a watch. It's like Kangaroo Punches Guy, I think it's called. Okay, here we have our, and let's put a little baby one in here. Sleeping. Okay, there we have it, everyone. Thanks for your encouragement. Thank you. Great. Uh, this is the kangaroo. So if you get this kangaroo insert, then you're the winner, I suppose. It's the golden ticket to somewhere. I don't know where. Yep, smells like a kangaroo. I'm going to put it in the box. I'll show you what's going on here, just in case you are wondering. So, I'm in my room. Here I am. I'm surrounded by stuff, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm signing these little sheets of paper, these inserts, which I'm putting in this box here. There's the kangaroo, and these inserts are going to slide into these for just 44 vinyl, which you can pre-order if you'd like to, and you'll get one of these. And so I'm just while I'm signing them all, I'm just hanging out with you because it's fun. Yeah, I appreciate your comments, guys. Well, it looks like a tiger. I I'm sorry to hear that, but it's a kangaroo. That's the honest truth of it. That's what's going on. Cool. I command you to stay live forever. Hmm. Maybe. No, I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to want to have a break. Um, let's see. Oh, I was in your My Heart video. It turned out really cool. That's so amazing. That's wonderful. It's nice to see you. This person, I believe, is talking about the video for Mi Corazon, which is the song I dropped yesterday. I just dropped a song yesterday with Camilo, one of my favorite musicians ever. He's so amazing. And in the music video, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but in the music video, there's an assortment of extremely fun and talented kids who join us for the video, and we dance and we sing and we do flips and we go wild. There's also a giraffe and a lemur and a bear and a squirrel and all sorts of great animals. Check it out, honestly. What kind of music did you listen to as a child? Someone's asking. Bartok, Bjork, ABBA, Queen, Steely Dan, Buena Vista Social Club, Joni Mitchell, Stevie Wonder, Sting, lots of Police, Kylie Minogue, Afro Man. Oh, I was gonna clean my room, and then I got high. Great song, great song. There you go. There's just a few. I actually listen to so much more music than that, but that's just a little smattering. Just a little smattering. Do you like Charles Ives? Someone's asking. Jacob _ Collier _ fan. I endorse this username. I do listen to Charles Ives. My favorite Charles Ives piece is Central Park in the Dark. If you don't know that piece, Central Park in the Dark by Charles Ives, you got to check it out right now. It's so amazing. It's, as somebody who loves quintal and quartal harmony, by which I mean harmony that's made out of fifths and fourths, it's like a beautiful painting, that piece. It's like a masterclass. It's delicious. Delicious. Can you turn your brain off to sleep well at night? Sometimes. Sometimes. I do have a lot going on in my brain. I'm sure you do as well. Yeah. Or if you could do a collab on any Sting song, what would it be? You mean like jump on for a remix or jump on for a feature of an existing Sting song? Probably Straight for My Heart. I don't know how many of you know Straight for My Heart. It's something of a deep cut. It's on an album called Nothing Like the Sun. I think it might be track 8. I'm not quite sure what number. Maybe it's track 7 or something. But one of those. And it's in 7 beats in the bar. In 100 years from now, I'm gonna tell us how the scientific means to bliss. It's really, really good. Maybe that one. That'd be cool. Yes. Love that hood. That's very kind. I really appreciate that very much. Aren't you coming to Hungary for a concert? I do think I am coming to Hungary for a concert this year. Little Blue was released right when our daughter was born. It's a night lullaby now. She's always calm by it. Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. Collab with Yeba would be great. Yeba is actually on Jesse Volume 4. That's the truth. Well, there's a lot of very, very good questions here. Who would you ask to contribute to a track that you can't ask anymore? Maybe they're not here anymore. Oh, crikey. So many people. I mean, Prince is definitely up there. Prince is definitely way up there. Also, maybe Ted Green. I don't know how many of you know Ted Green, but Ted Green is an amazing guitar player who is no longer with us, but he was a legend of many different kinds of techniques for guitar playing. He's a very legendary teacher as well as a very legendary player. And he only ever released one album, and it's called Ted Green. And if you're looking for a recommendation of just like tenderness, pure tenderness, Ted Green's an amazing place to start. Ted Green is also my #1 influence on the harpeggi. Not that he plays harpeggi, but he plays the guitar like I try to play the harpeggi. It's really like delicate and sweet, truly. Yes, yes, indeed. Favorite Prince album? I mean, I love 3121. And Lolita, the second track. I love Dirty Mind. I love Controversy. Oh god, there's so many good ones. That's a very difficult question to answer. Do you think the harmony is a technique that restrain you on your inspiration? Um, do I think harmony is a technique to restrain me? It can be. It depends on how you think about it. Harmony can be restrictive in a good way, and it can also be infinite in a good way. Both things are true. Both things are true. Esper collab, somebody is saying. Yes, Esper collab. It's true. Esper, who are an unbelievably cool K-pop group, 4-part K-pop group, are on Jesse Volume 4. It's the big news, amongst other big news. And yeah, I'm a huge Esper fan. What's that tune that I love? It's drum, ma 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 ma. Bring the drum, ma ma ma. That's a good one. There's so many good ones. But yeah, they're on a song on my album with Chris Martin. Me, Chris Martin, and Esper. The song's called Over You. It's not out yet though, but it will be on February the 29th. So stay tuned. Let's see. Pat Metheny, 7 exclamation marks. Please for me. For me too. I love Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny's amazing. Should we play a Pat Metheny tune? Let's play a Pat Metheny tune right now on the piano. Which one should we play? Well, one of my favorite Pat Metheny tunes is that tune called James. You know. You know. And then the bridge goes, which I just love so much. Yay! Really, really fun tune. Play Witness Me. Oh. I haven't actually played Witness Me very much yet, so still figuring it out. But it goes, you tell me you're broken. You tell me it's over now. You say it on hoping. You tell me all the lights gone out. Maybe you're lost and maybe you're far from home. If you only keep walking, you never will walk alone. When I'm with you, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're the one that I waited for to bring out the best in you. Out in the blue, I'm holding my hand up to you. You're the one that I waited for, and I'm holding on to you. I'm with you. Sing it. I'm with you. You're the light in the dark I see. I'm with you here. You are all I see. You witness me. You are all I see. You witness me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Any other requests? Any other requests? I'm just hanging. I am just hanging. Oh, it looks like comments have stopped. I can no longer see them. Oh dear. Maybe it's because there's so many. Because you like that performance so much. I'll assume it's that, and I appreciate it very much. I do indeed. Oh, there's a whole questions tab in here. Oh God, this is amazing. What's the most weirdest chord that you use in the tune Mi Corazon? That's a good question. The answer is so Mi Corazon, which is a song I released yesterday with Camilo. The bridge of the song goes, while I love you awake, you're in outer space. We are always drifting far. When you fall, you are always in home. On the second verse, there's a chord that goes, sitting in my head. You're always the stars, which I love that. That's probably one of the weirdest turns harmonically in that song. Always Now it's plain to see. Gonna set you free. You know what I mean? It's a similar thing from in Little Blue, which is another song I wrote, which is actually alarmingly similar. In the bridge, he goes, "'Cause you're not so far away. I hear you say you'll never walk alone." You know, singing, "Don't be afraid." It's that thing that I know you love that I also love, which is of doing like uh when you're on the third, when you get to the when you get to the third of the chord. Oh, sorry, the phone's dropping. It's like, say this. That's the third, right? Um, um, See, that's the third. That's the third. Top note. And when you're on the third, you can kind of go to other chords easily because thirds are very malleable. You can they're crossroads. That could be there, or it could be there, or it could be there, or 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 there. Anywhere you want, really. So when it comes to chords, a lot of the joy is like, how do you, what's your point of departure and what's your point of return? Um, and if you build expectation, then that starts to feel fresh. Yeah, I could talk about this stuff for hours, as you know. And here we all are, all 1,500 of us hanging out. It's really weird. The comments are comments working for you? I guess I don't know because you can't tell me. But yeah, there aren't no longer comments coming through. Oh, there are some from before though. Hans Zimmer or John Williams? That's an extremely difficult question. Both very important. Very important indeed. How do I get the comments back? Who knows? I can still see the questions though, which is very good. Can I tickle your ears? Yeah, sure. They're very tickleable right now. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had comments because then you could give me requests. What else can I play off my own volition? Oh, what else can I play? I'm going to imagine there are requests coming in, because there probably are. I'm going to play 2 songs and then I'm going to go because you've been on for too long, Instagram, Jacob. You need to get off now and do some other things. What can I play? Oh, okay, I've got a tune. Yeah, let's play this. Let's play this song. If you know this song, then you can sing along at home, wherever you may be. I can't decide what to do. I had an idea, then I changed my mind. How about how about we play? Don't go changing to try to please me. You never let me down before. Ooh, don't imagine you're too familiar, and I won't see you anymore. I would have seen you in times of trouble. We could never have come this far. Ooh, I'll take the good times. I'll take the bad times. I'll take you just the way you are. Don't go trying some new fashion. Don't change the color of your hair, baby. You always have my unspoken passion. Though you might not seem to care. Sorry, my phone. Oh dear, no. I said I love you, and that's forever. This I promise from the start. What's the lyrics? I just want someone who I can talk to. I want you just the way you are. You want you just the way you are. Oh, that wasn't the note I meant. That's not the note that I meant. Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. There you have it. It's so nice of you to come to my live stream. And although I can no longer see your comments, I feel them in my heart. And I've signed so many posters, which is really good. And so everyone's going to be glad to hear this. Wherever you may be in this big old world of ours, I hope you have a lovely day, rest of your day. Let's do this again sometime. It's been really good fun. And take it easy, be gentle, be kind, have fun. And I'll see you very soon. All right, y'all.